Hey guys, well I hope you enjoyed that video. Um, that's the gun debate and the gun culture issue in America is real important to me, and it's real close to my heart. So I'm hoping we can have a little discussion here about what I talked about,
Es schont die Ressourcen,
and
ihr spart richtig
hopefully,
Geld. Wie
well,
gesagt, es
let
ist
me,
ein sicherer Einkauf durch
you
die
know,
Garantie und genauso gut könnt ihr natürlich auch euer
hopefully we
altes.
can. Oh, of course my battery's gonna die. I just changed my battery. So yeah, battery dies right when I first start. That is ridiculous. Uh, I have just changed it too. I don't understand. Great start. Great start. So welcome to my live stream as I fix the technical difficulties we have here. I appreciate everyone joining me. Let me. Why is my? There we go. All right, back in business. So y'all, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. That video that I just released is very important to me. Guns are a huge problem in America, and part of the reason I left America was because of the gun issue. So I don't like how easy it is to purchase firearms. I don't like how if you even try to talk about the issue, you're branded a communist or you know something like that. You're branded a communist or some libtard who wants to take everyone's rights away. That just drives me nuts. So I don't know. It's the fact that we can't even have a oops. The fact that we can't even have a conversation. Why is this not pinning comments? The fact that we can't even have a conversation about the issues is the biggest problem to me. You should be able to talk about issues and do things that make sense. So, Alicia, hey, thanks for joining me. What do you mean? Don't put it put it on your head. I don't know what you mean by that, my friend. So, yeah, what questions do you guys have for me? Hopefully, you have some questions for me, um, because I really want this to be a discussion, and I really want this to be a. I mean, if you don't agree with me, I'd like to know, and I'd like to, have a conversation with people that we used to be able to talk in the U.S. in the world. I don't know if it's like that everywhere, um, but yeah, I agree. But we used to be able to talk about things, and you used to be able to disagree without being disagreeable. And I'm fine if somebody wants to disagree with me. I would like to have that conversation. And you're absolutely right. People do need to learn the terms. For instance, I had somebody tell me the other day. Well, not the other day. It's been a while now because I don't go on Twitter anymore because I got banned because of my mouth. But I got told previously that Nazis were leftists because they had the word socialist in their name because of the National Socialist Workers Party. I'm like, that you're fucking stupid. That's not what that means. Like, how do you have a conversation with people who are so far from reality? You know? But I want to have conversations, and I think it's important to talk about things. These things are important, and yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it was, man. I know it was a little rough with the sound quality. I've got issues with my mic that I'm trying to work out. I still haven't gotten that perfected. Um, hey, AJ. Yeah, thank you. And I know it was a little choppy. The problem is usually I don't script my videos. Okay. Usually I make an outline and I talk from my head and my heart. I usually don't completely script out my video, and I really scripted this one out because I had a lot I wanted to say. So it took me a lot of takes. I had about an hour worth of footage for that video, so it took me a lot of takes, and I edited it as smoothly as I possibly could. But yeah, but I know it was a little choppy, so forgive the technical issues with it. I'm doing my best. I am definitely not a pro, um, but I'm trying to get better. So I know they are the exact opposite, and everybody knows this. But the people who make these arguments aren't coming from a position of, oh, they're not arguing with what's the word I'm looking for? Well, intelligence for one thing, but it's not a good faith argument. They're just seeing oh well, socialists, they're leftist. Um, you're right. So many guys have guns now as a hobby. Young guys used to work in cars and do other stuff. Now, okay, so here's my issue. I don't. I own guns, right? I own a shotgun. I own a rifle. I use them to hunt. Well, they're in the states. I don't have them here, but I use them to hunt because I like to hunt. I like to go dove hunting in September because it's fun. Do a drink beer and you know shoot some doves and eat some doves wrapped in bacon, and that was good. Um, but and I like to hunt. I like deer hunting. I liked hunting for pigs in Texas. I liked these things. I that's why I'm kind of torn about this issue. I'm not torn about the issue of guns. There should be limits on things. We don't need. Who needs an AR-15? Nobody. Nobody needs an. You don't need an AR-15 to defend your house. You don't need a 30 round clip to stop an intruder. It's ridiculous. And like I said in the video, Caltech and these other weapons manufacturers are definitely aiming their guns, so to speak. They're targeting their marketing at the scared white man who's afraid of the black and brown people coming in to rape their women and take their jobs. So it's a racial issue. It's a racial issue as much as it is a cultural issue, I think. And like I said in the video, it's become a cultural. I can't look at the camera because I'm trying to look at the screen. It's become a cultural, signal, you know, and it's like real Americans. It's real America. It's the heartland. It's not these liberal left coast elites. It's not the big cities. It's the country folk. And they feel their precious way of life is under attack. So they're going to buy all these guns to defend themselves against these libtards. And when the war comes, they're going to be, they're gonna take the fight to them. And I'd really like to see Bo Cephas out there with his AR-15 weighing 350 pounds going against the Marines. That ought to be fun. But, he wouldn't get down the block. But, that being that, yeah, yeah, I mean, and I'm conflicted because I think the meaning and the intent of the Second Amendment has been bastardized over the over the last 200 years. It used to mean, like a well-regulated militia being being necessary for the security and enhancement of the free state, the right to keep and bear arms will not be infringed. It used to be that the militia was, the state army. During the Revolutionary War, the militias were supposedly so the theory goes, the militias were important for defeating the British. But Even George Washington thought the militias were um, incompetent at best. But um, yeah, I mean, there's no need for the ARs, and there's no need for it. You know, um, don't do anything. Ignorance. Yeah, this it's not just ignorance; it's willful ignorance. It's the well, it's not just that, but like I said, anytime you bring up discussing the issue, the right wing in America just puts their hands and their fingers in there and say blah 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 blah. You're a communist. You're a libtard. I'm not going to listen to you because they're getting $50 million a year from the NRA to help win their campaigns. So I think there is there are more people who want to see change. I think than there are people who want things to stay the same. But oh, you went to UVA, University of Virginia. I went to the University of Arkansas and University of Maryland. Um, I briefly mentioned in the video, and I cut part of the video out that I talk about. James Madison wrote in Federalist number 46. Let me pull it up because I cut this part out of the video because it was just too long. Um, Let me see. Oh, but he wrote in the Federalist 46 about the right to bear arms. Sorry, I got to plug in my external drive here so I can pull up my script. Uh, and let's see. But yeah, James Madison, and I said in the video, James Madison was he wrote the Second Amendment probably to assuage the southern states that the power of the new federal government wasn't going to take away their slaves. I think that is the working hypothesis on his intent for the Second Amendment. But let me pull up what he actually said. Um, all right, so in the Federalist 46, he says, those who are best acquainted with the last successful resistance of this country against the British arms will be most inclined to deny the possibility of it. Besides the advantage of being armed, which the Americans possessed over the people of almost every other nation, the existence of subordinate governments to which the people are attached and by which the militia officers are appointed form a barrier against the enterprises of ambition, more insurmountable than any which a simple government of any form can admit of. So he believed that it was important to they had just they had just overthrown the British government, right? And he knew the power of a central government. So the intent, I believe, was as a check on the central government, and they intended the states to be a lot stronger than they end up being after the Civil War. So I think as far I mean I am no constitutional scholar, right? But that's kind of what I get from my research on this topic. Um, yeah, these laws are centuries old, and well, now in some parts of the country, you do have to kill bears in your garden, unfortunately. Um, but yeah, but it's hard. It's not an easy task to change the Constitution of the United States. It takes, I think, a two-thirds majority of states voting on it, and basically nowadays that will never happen. Um, I don't know about the Schützenverein. What is that, Lothar? Could you explain it to me? Yeah, I mean it should be easier than walking into Walmart and purchasing a gun. It should be easier than that, definitely. They, yeah, I mean, I don't, and again, I'm not like completely anti-gun. Okay, I'm from Texas. I grew up with guns. I get it. I'm not completely anti-gun. There are places where you need them. If you're living in Montana, on a ranch, you probably need a few guns. Do you need an armory and AR-15s? Probably not. You know. Let's see. Am I caught up? But yeah, it's an important issue. And hey, guys, I want to appreciate, and I hate doing this because this is an important topic. But since you're tuned in, um, please make sure you hit the like button and let me know that you're getting some you know benefit and value from this, so I can keep doing these. I enjoy doing this, so I'd like to be able to keep doing it. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please go ahead and do so. I do a lot of I have a schedule, right? I'm trying to be like a TV station where I have different different types of videos, so I don't do the same video every week. I want to do a travel vlog. I want to do a video about important topics like this. I do video reactions to German music. So I try to do these things so I can keep the content fresh, and so you guys will enjoy it a little bit more. I hope that's my hope. I am here to be your trained monkey. So make sure you go ahead and hit the like button. Yeah, I'd appreciate it because I don't know what that means. Shoots in Verina shoots in Verina. I don't know. Um, but yeah, so if you're new, thank you for joining me. Please ask me any questions you want, even if you want to just tell me I'm wrong. That's fine. Let's have that conversation. Um, I am not okay. Let me put it this way: I am not moderate on a lot of things. Um, because I'm pretty to the left of your average American. I will admit that. Um, but you know, I don't think all guns should be banned. That isn't the point of my video. So I don't want, but I do think there needs to be restrictions and regulations. Hi, Eric. Thanks for joining me, my friend. No alcohol, no beer drinking tonight. Unfortunately, it's a school night. So, in fact, I am going to go. My plan is to go until 10 o'clock tonight. So I'm going to make this a shorter one because I just really want to do a Q&A because I thought it was important with this topic to talk about it. Um, but so yeah, make sure you ask me any questions. I know it's hard to understand American culture a lot of times for people from other places, and I want to try to explain it. And when I try to explain it, don't mistake that for me making excuses for it, right? It's like I just try to explain it. I don't necessarily endorse it. Explanation is not endorsement, okay? Um, but yeah. So all right, let's see. You could find she's right. So what is it? Is it like a shooting club? Shoots Farina? It sounds like it would be like a shooting club. Yeah, I mean, the problem is the independent clause, the right for the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed, right? That's the independent clause that always gives so much trouble, right? And um, it wasn't always people didn't always have the independent right to own firearms in America, right? Like it wasn't until what was it, the Rehnquist court? I can't remember what the court decision was, where where they um, where they decided that there is an individual right to fire. I can't. like I said, I'm not a constitutional scholar. I know I went to law school, but there are different types of us. I was not that guy. Even this person does nothing. You feel intimidated. So, right. I agree. I agree that if you so like I agree that if you're in a store, open carry to me is the most small dick energy I think I've ever heard of. The most small dick energy thing I've ever heard of, right? If you have to open carry, if you have to show your firearm to prove what? To prove that you're armed, to prove that you're a man, to prove that, what are you gonna do? You know, if you have to do that, I mean, yeah, it's ridiculous. Open carry, and Texas tried to pass constitutional carry, which is basically you don't even have to have a permit, concealed handgun license, which fortunately it got shut down. But yeah, going to I saw a picture the other day. It was on Instagram where people were. This guy was sitting at a counter with his firearm with his gun on his belt. Um, it's ridiculous. I can't remember. I can't remember what the tagline was. Yeah, I mean that's what the intent of militias were in the after post Revolutionary War. That was the intent of the militias in the 13 new states. Yeah, that's absolutely true. And they always say, well, what they needed was one good guy with a gun there. Well, what? Okay, what are what's the good guy with a gun in Las Vegas when the guy was shooting killed 56 people? What's the good guy with a gun going to do there, right? The argument is well, it's always about the fire. It's never about the firearm, right? It's never well, hey, why? Maybe we need to think about why there are so many guns out there. It's always, well, guns don't kill people, people kill people. Or, it's either guns don't kill people kill people, or what we need is one good guy with a gun. It's either the one good guy with a gun, or guns don't kill people, people kill people. It's one of those two arguments, always, without fail. It's never, well, maybe there needs to be a waiting period, or there needs to be restrictions on how many guns somebody can own, or what types of weapons, or the capacity of a rifle. I mean, and look, I get the argument that, well, if a bad guy wants to get a gun, he's going to get a gun. But that's true anywhere in the world. That's just true anywhere in the world. I am not a teacher. No, I am not a teacher. Yeah, I when I started thinking about it, like Varine, I think meant club, and then shoots it and makes sense of like a shooting club. It took me a minute. No, absolutely. But the argument is, well, the one good guy with a gun will stop the bad guy with a gun. That's the argument. Like I mentioned, I think maybe I kept it in. I can't remember, but I took you know they expect people to play superhero, right? They expect people to be the hero of the story, and like one good guy with a gun is gonna stop the guy rampaging through a store like he's like in fucking Call of Duty or something. I mean, it's it's ridiculous, But with so much money being poured into, um, um, I mean, we could argue that point. It's probably self defense or defense of others, but um, Yeah, it is taking justice. It's a vigilante act, no doubt about it. But um, and it would be a homicide, but I don't know that it's necessarily murder. Um, it's probably a defense of others or defensive self defense issue. Um, yeah, and it's not even necessarily about bad guys; it's crazy guys. Like, what about the crazy people who? I mean, crazy. I shouldn't use that term. Mentally ill people. How is it that the guy from I realized that the guy in Sandy Hook was got his parents' weapons, I believe. But how is it that he had access to those weapons? He was clearly mentally ill. How was it that he was able to get those weapons? You know, I mean, I know it's a complicated issue. The one thing you could do was what Australia did. They had a mass shooting, and then boom, ban guns. But they didn't have it in their constitution, so it wouldn't require a constitutional amendment. That constitutional amendment would never pass here in America. Yeah, and what's funny if you so that Dying of Whiteness book, the author is, um, gosh, did I close it? Of course I did. Um, Check out if you Google Dying of Whiteness and you look up, what is his name? Jonathan Metzl. If you look up his, like, he did, there are a ton of, interviews of him. And it's very eye opening. And I really want to read that book. I haven't read it. But the thing is, the whole thing is that yes, homicide deaths by white people are only like 25% of all gun homicides, but out of the 40 something thousand, 44,000 gun homicides per year, gun deaths per year, something like 25 or 30,000 of them are suicides, and 85% of those suicides are white males. So it's the ease of access to these weapons when you're at your lowest point. Maybe you just got fired from your work, or you maybe you just got fired from your job, or your hey Bazinga, thank you for joining me. Maybe you just got fired from your job, or your wife left you, or something. Your handgun is in your bedside table. You know, Permanent solution to a temporary problem is what they say, right? And if it's right there, the ease of it, um, it's an issue. And this Dying of Whiteness book is and I watched several of his interviews when I was preparing for this video, and he talks about. I mean, there are other issues that I'll get into probably when I do my healthcare issue video, which I believe the healthcare issue is the next of these videos in the series that I'm going to do. I'd have to look; I don't remember. But yeah, it's the bottom line is not only is it that you and I, we've talked about this a lot, and I don't agree 100% with this. I mean, it was true for me because I left, but I don't 100% agree with this. Uh, uh, yeah, I don't 100% agree with that. So if he is bad or is he? I mean, the bottom line is it's all connected. It's all connected. Mental health issues, the access to guns, severe depression. It's all connected. It really is. Yeah, I mean, and that's part of it. Yeah, absolutely, that's part of it. Um, when you think it's the only solution, no, that's true. But I don't think America is unique in being not a great place to live if you're poor. I mean, if we're being completely honest, I don't think there's a whole lot of places that are super great to live if you're just really poor. Um, but we definitely could do better for sure. But I don't think it's the worst place in the world to live if you're poor. That's why people come to America. That's why undocumented immigrants come to America, right? Because it's better than being poor there is better than being poor where they were. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean it's all like I was watching. I like sometimes like Bill Maher and Small Doses, and he was talking about he has firearms, but he would happily give them up, but because he's definitely pro gun restriction, but he says I'm not going to give up my guns while other people have guns. So it's 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 one of those things. Yeah, it's complicated. It's definitely a complicated issue for sure. Um, and maybe they would. Maybe they would. But my point, that's not my point. My point was that there are places that are worse. I mean, that's not a ringing endorsement, I understand. But there are definitely places that are worse. Hey guys, I want to thank you for joining me. And I want to put my plug in here. If you haven't already done so, please go ahead and hit the like button. Helps me out. It helps my channel out to grow. Um, and it helps my channel to grow, whatever I'm trying to say. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please think about doing so. I make content like this. I have several different series. I'm trying to be like a TV channel, and where I have different series. I have a series on Why America, where I'm trying to talk about complex issues that have to do with America. And then I have a travel vlog series that I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do more videos about castles. I'm trying to provide you with a multiple types of content. I don't want to make just one video about you know 15 things that Germans do that are different than Americans. I try. I mean, I do some of that because people like to watch it. But I'm trying to do various content for you guys. So I hope you appreciate it, and if you do, please let me know by hitting the like button. Also, think about joining my Patreon. Um, it's not expensive. I have several different tiers. I'll probably make a video about it, but it helps the channel out. So that's my little spiel. Um, yeah, there are always places. Gun owners definitely need to be more educated. I think education in general is an issue. That'll be something I talk about in a future video. I mean, maybe. Um, I left for a reason. I don't, and this I talked about this in my patriotism video. I don't understand loving a country, um, and that's just me personally. I don't understand loving a country. I don't understand. I like it. I mean, I think there are good things about it. I think there are bad things about it. On the whole, it was better for me to leave. It was better for me to live somewhere else because that's not um, it wasn't for me. But hey, I will never um, bash somebody for staying where they live, loving where they live. I don't understand loving a country. It doesn't love you back. You know what I mean? Um, Yeah, to me, like this didn't happen. These things didn't happen 20 years. Like 20 when Columbine was 1998, I think, if I remember correctly. I don't remember these things happening before that. So it kind of seems like that maybe put the idea in people's heads, and like the crazy people are put the idea of crazy. I gotta stop saying that. People put the idea in mentally ill people's heads to do these things, and so now it almost seems like it's a copycat. Well, we this person got attention by doing this. This person got famous by doing this. I don't know if that has something to do with it or not. Um, I don't know. Yeah, so yeah, like imagine the uproar if you were to say, okay, sure, you can buy every gun you want, but we're going to track them. We're going to track you. You know, you're going to be in our database. They already think the government's out to get them. If there was a database of tracking all armed people in America, oh my God, the QAnon people would be going nuts. It would be insane. But oh, not that I disagree with that. I think that would be one solution for sure. Uh, uh, and it's funny because when I took my trip throughout Germany over the break, um, I saw more deer stands than I saw in, as I saw as many deer stands throughout the country as I did in Dallas, or not in Dallas, in Texas, and throughout Arkansas. Like people hunt here, and people have guns here. You just don't hear about, you just don't have the problems with the shootings here because you're right. It is so regulated. Well, and like I talk about in the video, the irony of it is crime is actually really low. Like the crime rate has gone down year over year, and it it but people's fear of crime has gone up. So people think the crime rate is going up when the reality is the crime rate is actually going down, and a lot of that has to do with the marketing from the NRA and things like that, and the news. I think. Yeah, I just happened to be born on a piece of rock called Fort Worth, Texas. I did that because my mom was 16 years old and had sex with my dad in a car probably or something. I didn't have anything to do with that. That wasn't me. Hi, An. Thanks for joining me, my friend. I appreciate it. Yeah, so when I got my license, I had to go through a class, but to get my hunting license, but it wasn't like I did it online. It was super easy. Yeah, the lack of critical think that is faux show. Yeah, I mean, and I'm not calling you out because I don't do that. Um, but I don't understand that. But um, yeah, but hey, we're all entitled to our own opinions. You know, and we don't need to talk about Native Americans, I guess. But um, yeah, I'm not going to call you out because I value you as a subscriber, and I thank you for being here. And like I said, tell me your opinion. I just don't understand it, and that's fine. I don't have to. It's not my opinion. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I think. I'm just some fucking idiot on the internet, right? Um, anytime, and if they, yeah, yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely, yeah, you should be sorry. Get down and give me 20 push-ups and say a hail mary. Oh, yeah, you can't. I don't think you can go into Lidl or Real and buy a gun like you can in America. Go to Walmart. So it's definitely and it should be harder. It's a weapon of death, right? It shouldn't be as easy to buy a box of tampons as it is to buy a gun. Absolutely, I agree 100%. And oh gosh, my nose. They do. I'll just run background checks, universal background checks. How hard would that be? You know, it's I don't know. Now you do have to have the background checks if you buy them at like Walmart. But if you go to a gun show and buy a gun, I'm pretty sure they don't do background checks. Got my nose, y'all. My allergies. I'm sorry. All the videos I make this week, I've made this week and posted. I'm gonna be sounding like I'm talking through a. I don't know. My allergies have been so bad this week. Yeah. Oh, your English is perfect, Eric. You're fine. There's a reason I don't do this in German. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I feel safe here too. I don't. I never feel insecure. The only time I felt insecure walking at night anywhere was in a part of Hamburg. Um, but that's the only time I've ever felt really insecure here. But yeah, I had my ex wife was a teacher. I have two kids who are in school. One in school now. My sister's a teacher. I have two nieces and nephews that are students. I get it. You shouldn't have to worry about them. God, what is the Lamb of God song? There's a Lamb of God song that talks about that. She's 8 years old and only and scared to look around the corner because she's afraid she's gonna die. Yeah, I mean, you can love the people, you can love the culture, you can love things like that, but like, I don't know. I personally think saying you love your country is a uniquely American thing. I don't think that is. I talk about it in my patriotism video. Just go watch my video on that if you have questions about it. Yeah, I mean shootings happen here, like stabbings happen, murders happen, bombs happen. I mean things happen here. Crime happens here. It happens. Yeah, I'm gonna say that's what you meant. Like, because it's funny when you ask people, especially people on the right, like, what do you love about America? Because it's always typically it always comes from the right, and it's always, well, I love our freedom and I love this. I'm like, well, we have everyone. There are 140 democracies, I think, in the world, something like that. There are a lot of places that are freer than America. Yeah, that's absolutely true, but you can't kill mass amount of people in a short amount of time with a fork. I don't. I've tried diphenhydramine. What's it called? Cetirizine hexol. I need to check that out. guns don't kill. So you're in the guns don't kill people, people kill people category, or what? Can't get Mucinex here. I don't think. I couldn't get Benadryl. Well, I got diphenhydramine, which is the um, generic version of Benadryl, and the problem with it is it knocks me out. Oh, what about Kreutz? I don't. What is what? I don't get what that. What's that in reference to? I have a gut. Sorry, I would love to not have a gut. I think you mean gun, but yeah, I don't have a gut. Yeah. Hey guys, make sure you hit the like button if you haven't already done so. Um, and if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do so. It helps me out. I really appreciate it. I love doing these things. And that's the deal. I mean, one argument is, well, people are going to get guns illegally anyway, so what's the point of stopping lawful? What's the point of stopping lawful gun owners from having guns? Um, that's one of the arguments. But why stop lawful gun owners when people are just going to get the guns illegally? Well, the problem is, A, it's a lot more expensive to get guns on the black market. B, the most of these incidences occur with using legally obtained firearms. I'll leave that to the foreigners to answer that question. Um, it all depends on how you define love. Like I am in the Bazinga camp where you can love your culture, you can love your the, your people, your family, your heritage. There's nothing inherently wrong with that. You can love the views, you can love all that. It's just this generic. It's this generic. I love my country. I wear my flag lapel pin. It just most other countries that I am aware of don't do that. I know Germany. It's that is not normal here for sure. Ugh. Yeah, I mean it's well, and look, killing a dude with a knife is messy and it's slow, and it takes a lot of thinking to do it. Like pulling a trigger, the act is what 7.5 pounds of pressure. What are we talking about? What happened in Berlin Kreuzberg? Was that the? I don't know what happened. I missed the news. Is that an allergy drug? Because I'm willing to do everything. Yeah, that's yeah. I think well, I think I think the French maybe have a level of love for their country maybe that Americans do, and I don't know, but yeah, it's rather unusual to have our amorphous vision of loving a country. That's a uniquely American philosophy, in my humble opinion, my idiotic opinion. Like I said, I'm just some asshole on the internet. What does my opinion matter? yeah. It's not easy to kill a person with a knife. I mean, it takes effort. Had like, has anyone? I mean, has anyone here ever dressed a deer or a pig? Like, I would like to know if anyone has ever done that. Skinned a hog, quartered it, all of that, because that's imagine sticking that knife into a human being over and over again. That's 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 dirty. You get you that That's not an easy thing to do. What? So somebody explain what happened, because I don't understand what happened. I looked at DW.com because somebody mentioned something. Oh, it was Laura mentioned it. If you're still here, Laura, you mentioned it earlier about that, but I didn't see anything on the news, so I don't really know um, what happened there. Oh man, it's 10:05, guys. I'm gonna go for. We got another 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna call it because I gotta go. I gotta get up in the morning. But this has been a lot of fun, and I've gotten a lot more reaction than I thought I would. Let's see how the video is doing. Uh, 25 views, not great. I don't think that video probably won't do very good. My videos like that typically don't, but I I just yeah, you have to explain what you mean by love. Like, no, nothing is perfect, right? But um, my brain, I can't understand the concept of it. I guess I guess that could be a whole topic for another discussion. As a matter of fact, I made a video on it. uh, yeah, I mean, like I said, imagine doing that with a human being, right? No, it's not, but it's also not easy to do. That's my point. Yeah, absolutely. Um, absolutely agree. Absolutely. Um, da-da-da. Yeah, I mean there are assholes everywhere for sure. Um, and opinions, yeah, yeah, that's definitely true. Um, Guys, thank you so much. I'm gonna wrap this up in about 5 minutes. But I want to make sure one more time. I'm going to plug it. Please go ahead and hit the like button if you haven't done so already. I really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please go ahead and do so. Make sure you hit the bell icon. It helps me out. It helps the channel to grow and for my videos to get out there and seen by more people, because that's ultimately what I want, is to educate, entertain, and inform. Um, Consider joining my Patreon page. I would really appreciate that as well. You get the videos early. We can have a Zoom call. We can have these personal debates. If you join the top tier, we can have monthly Zoom calls where we talk and have these debates and things like that. So I would appreciate that if you're so inclined. If not, just keep watching my videos, man. Support me by watching my videos. Support me by leaving me comments. I really appreciate it. Um, and yeah. So you know what's ironic? You know, I know we were talking about this earlier. Labor Day is not on May 1st in America, which I find interesting. Labor Day is in September, and it's my hypothesis of this is that it's because May Day is seen as a communist labor holiday, and the U.S. being so damn anti-communist, we can't celebrate our May Day. Um, we can't celebrate Labor Day on May Day because we'd be we'd be communists or something. I don't know. Yeah, look at Elmer Fudd. He's been chasing that rabbit for years. Yeah, that I tend to agree. They're rich white slave owning guys for the most part too. So let's not forget that it used to be socially acceptable to own another human being. So when we deify our sainted founding fathers, let's remember that George Washington owned people, and so did Thomas Jefferson. That's why I have a shotgun. I have done my fair share of rabbit killing with a shotgun. Why, thank you. I love doing the reactions; they're a lot of fun, and it introduces me to to a lot more music. Yeah, it's probably just semantics. Um, and like I said, it just depends on what you're entitled to your opinion. I'm not gonna bash you for it. Um, it just all depends on what you mean by loving your country. I don't. I don't. I definitely don't love America, at least right now, and that's why I left. And I don't love the path that, unfortunately, I think it's headed down. So anyway, guys, thank you so much. This has been a blast. I will probably do this. I'm planning to do monthly live streams, and then my next one's probably going to be middle of May, I think, and I'll probably do like a live reaction to a concert. I'm thinking maybe Diertsta or Totenhosen or something like that. I'm going to do a live reaction to that, and then when I put these videos out, these deep, I think these videos that need to have a conversation, I'm going to do live streams for them too. I don't think necessarily that like when I make a castle video, we need to have a live stream for that. But uh, yeah, absolutely. It's like I said earlier. I don't think anyone was on yet. I said earlier you used to be able to disagree with people and still be friends. You used to be able to disagree and be disagreeable. Or I'm sorry, you used to be able to disagree without being disagreeable, and that kind of has gone by the wayside in America because everything is so Twitterized and Fox Newsified and all this stuff. So maybe I'm gonna do it every month. I think maybe we'll see. Maybe 14 days, but right now I'm planning to do one a month. One a month plus then one. Well, it would be two a month because I'm gonna do one a month for like a reaction concert type thing where we can just shoot the shit. And then I'm gonna do. I keep looking down. I'm sorry, I can't look at the camera because I have to look straight ahead on my computer screen. Um, but and then I'm gonna do the once a month for the live reaction concert probably, and then I'm gonna do one like this. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, the only reason I did it so late is because I premiered my video at 9. And I wanted to do this. My plan is to do this for an hour because I think an hour is a good amount of time to have this discussion. Um, I'm trying to get through all the comments though. Um, I love it. British saying right or wrong, my country, but for me as a native German, that is the point where problems can start. Yeah, Germans have a delicate history with uh, with patriotism or nationalism. See, Americans confuse patriotism and nationalism quite a lot. Are you saying you want me to do it earlier? The only reason I post these videos at 9 because that's what my analytics tell me to do. I could probably post it earlier. It probably won't make a difference. Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah, it's a balance. I like Null Positive. Um, I've listened to some of their stuff. They're pretty hard. They remind me of Arch Enemy from Sweden. Absolutely. Gute Nacht, meine Freunde. Yeah, I'll try to do it early. I, I used to post my videos at 6, and then I posted at then my analytics started telling me to post it at 9. So I posted it at 9. I may go back to 6, and then we can have the discussion starting at like 6:15, 6:30. I really thought the video was going to be like 30 minutes long when I finished recording it because I recorded for so long. Yeah, but you're not the one who has to talk the whole time. Yeah, it's a little late here. Yeah, I'll wash my hands. Man, I'm telling you, I am dying over here. I need to blow my nose really bad, but I've been holding off on it. But all right, guys, I'm gonna call it a night. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this live stream. I appreciate it. I've had a lot of fun. We'll do this again in a couple weeks. I think my next video. Let me look at before I let you go. Let me look at my next schedule. My schedule here. Da, 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 da. Somebody made me put my computer in German mode, so now I can't read everything. Um, Reasons. Let's see. Calendar. My next video in this series is supposed to come out on the 16th of May, and that is healthcare in America. But I might switch. That to the 23rd. It just depends on how long it takes me to write it. I got a German wives' tale video coming out on Mother's Day, so I hope you guys enjoy that. Leave me some comments about some German wives' tales. I'm gonna put a post in my community section about asking for German wives' tales. Um, so Tuesday I have a Die Ärzte video coming out. I did which one did I do? Lasse Raiden. I did Lasse Raiden. And then I've got a Jennifer Rostock video coming out on the 6th. I did Du willst mir an die Wäsche. And I will warn you up front, I said I pronounced Vasha, because even though she was singing it, and I missed the umlaut. So, yeah, so Jennifer Rostock and Die Ärzte this week, and then German Wives' Tales on Sunday. So, guys, thank you so much. Y'all have a great evening, and I will see you next time.